What's up, everybody? This is Trapxart. My name is Amechi.
And I am Salim.
I'm happy to have you on. It's been a while.
Yes.
I've been looking to get you on.
Yes.
I hit you up some months back, I think, and wanted to really get your perspective for the show because I know that I guess the first Trapxart interaction you had was when well, actually, this wasn't the first interaction you had because I remember you had done body painting
that was
for
my
one of the
first
fashion
one.
shows. That was the first time?
Yeah.
Okay, and we put that on the magazine, and
Exactly.
that picture was really dope. And shout out to Mr. Batia doing the work on that.
Yes.
But what I was thinking of was when you auditioned to be in the fashion show, and when you really
You
got tapped
remember
in.
that? Oh,
Yeah.
my God.
Yeah, I remember. I for sure remember that because
That was terrible.
no, it was great, and I think it was a great representation of like how, at least for our fashion shows, like we don't just have people that have been modeling for years and years and have tons of experience. We have people who want to do it, who just like think it'd be dope, who want to work with these designers, work with these brands, and
Exactly.
get involved with those things. And that was you. You came to audition.
Exactly.
You're been in shows, and you also were in the magazine with the Kalgani line. So you've done
That
a
was
few
fun.
things here and there with Trapxart, and really just off the strength of just wanting to get involved and wanting to do something
Exactly.
new. So from your perspective, which I think is a valuable perspective for people to hear, like I guess like what made you want to get into some of these things, and like how was that experience like being somewhat fresh for you, like into like those sort of things?
It was more so just, okay, so I had went out to have me and my one friend Samani, she's part of Trapxart, or she is the one who told me about it. We used to have like non-gossip venting sessions where we're not allowed to gossip and we just sit there and talk about like whatever over coffee. And this one day she was like, no, straight up, like you need to model. Like I go to Trapxart and they have they have auditions, you should just go. And if it doesn't work out, it's not like you're really putting your all into it. Who cares, And I was like, you're right. And I'm dumb. I thought it was just gonna be simple. Like I was like, okay, I'm gonna walk. It's not a big deal. I didn't even try to practice or anything. So I show up that day, and they told me to walk in front of 1 million people.
It was like a million.
Like at 1,000,004 people, and then not only that, like they were like, oh no, don't just walk to the beat, make it fun. And I was like, okay, I could do this. I shut down. Literally, the only person who was screaming for me was my best friend in the corner. She was like, you did great. I was like, you're lying, but okay. And either way, I got a text from, I think it was Jesse or Amina. A few days later, they were like, we chose you, and if you're still interested, we'd love to have you be part of this magazine. And I was like, hell yeah, that's lit. So it all moved really quickly, and I was able to network so much through Trapxart. My one thing when I was living in Portland was that I loved living there for a million reasons. However, the one thing it lacked was the creative energy that I guess the Bay Area can offer, and that I think Trapxart has been able to offer the Bay Area. And now it's like all over the U.S. too, so it's dope. Like it's just really a big movement. So finding it was like that body painting thing was. Honestly, there was a lot of crying after that. Like there
Really?
was. Oh, wow. It was like the craziest thing I've ever done, like to this day. And it was the day that I think changed my entire life. Like, my
Really?
entire life.
Oh, you have to tell me a little bit more about
Yeah.
this. Like,
oh my God. It was so what happened was I decided to do this like yes man thing where I'm just going to say yes to most things that people ask me to do because I just figured that's the best way to live life and experience different things. And so, when I went into the Trapxart audition, they asked me, like, hey, by the way, like, when you first meet Amina and Jesse at the door before, like, you go in to do your walk, they're like, by the way, are you cool with, like, bikini? And I was like, yeah, I think I would be. And then she's like, what about, like, body paint? And I was like, yeah, I think so. She's like, well, you don't have to commit to it, but if you're down, I was like, you know what, just put me down, and if I don't want to, I won't. It's cool. A few days later, I guess I had to make that decision real quick because, like, a couple days later, Jesse hit me up and was like, hey, we have like one more person that we wanted to do a body painting for. We have somebody who's painting. Would you be interested? And I was like, so I sat there for a good 20 minutes and did my pros and cons list. Like, all right, I'm going to be on stage topless. Okay, was like, is this something that I'm willing to do? It's just something that I would have never done under any other circumstances. And I don't think I would ever do again. But for me, in the name of art, things mean a lot, like things mean different. Things just mean a lot more to me. You know, it's like a lot more symbolic. I didn't see it in the way that I would have seen it had I felt like I was like, not that I look down on strippers or anything like that, but that's something that I know I just am not comfortable with. I'm not even comfortable with twerking at the club, to be honest. Like, it makes me a little uncomfortable unless I'm drunk. So just me being a little more like conservative in that sense, going on stage like that was, I don't know if anyone noticed, but I was having an anxiety attack, and then everyone was like, don't worry, like, you're gonna be good. The 2 girls I was with, they were so cool. And then Batia, he was like, you know, he told me about how he got led into the whole thing. Like, he's like, I almost lost my life. And that's why I realized that I want to do this body painting thing. And he's like, you know how many people probably look down on me? He's like, but I do it because at the end of the day, and the reason I'm saying that is because I made it a point to you know, we're African. So to this day, if my parents find out about that, I'm like, okay, how am I going to explain this? This is going to be rough. But, excuse me, I was cool with that. Like, if that was to ever come about, it's not like they were there to see it. I can explain, right? Oh, but no, my brother showed up.
To the event? Mm-hmm. How was that like?
Oh, it was awful. He got so upset. He left. And then, like, I had to explain to him why, like, I felt the need to do this and what it meant to me. It took me weeks. Like, we both have pride issues. But just the fact of the matter was, like, after it was over, I was like, that was exhilarating. And then the next day I woke up, like, did I really do that? Damn, like, whoa, like, should I have done that? Like, I just looked at it from every perspective, and I was like, man, I don't know what I'm going to do from now, because this is just completely not who I am. I do everything for the culture. I do everything to make sure that I don't disgrace my family. Or disgrace them in terms of what our culture considers disgracing. And anything of that nature, like, I just try to be really cautious of what I do because I'm so nervous about it being a bad reflection on them. And that day was the day I was like, no, I gotta live for me now. Like, this was the first thing I did that I can't take back. And from now on, I can just start this new journey then. And so I think it was like the next day that I started really posting stuff on Instagram. And that's when my Instagram got, like, lit.
Wow.
Yeah, literally.
That's an amazing, I didn't know any of that.
Yeah, it was a crazy experience. And like I said, I don't think I'd do it again, but it was just like that day changed my life. I've never been so vulnerable. I've never felt like, and I thought I'd feel like ashamed up there, but I didn't. That wasn't the feeling I felt at all. It was like, I'm not up here degrading myself. I'm literally up here being a masterpiece is how I saw it. So as I watched the colors being like thrown on me little by little, I just felt so dope. I was like, who cares if I'm not wearing clothes? I'm wearing art. Like, I am art right now, you know? What can you tell me? So there was just a lot of mixed emotions with that, but I definitely did. There was like a good week of crying after where like I would be like, oh, you shouldn't have done that, and regret and remorse. And then it's like, no, but girl, you did the right thing. It was for you. You always wanted to be that girl. You always respected those girls who went up there and did that kind of thing. And you were that girl now. You respect yourself. You are becoming that person you admire. And like I said, it changed my life.
This is Trapxart.